to the live stream. I'm going out for a bike ride, taking you guys along with me. This is a monumental moment for me. Last time I was on this bike, my quads locked up. Charlie horse in both quads, and I ended up having to call for rescue. So to get back on the bike, it's been a lot of fun since I was on the bike last. And I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit scared. But if you follow this live stream in the past, you'll know that I've been going for 5 runs. So I'll do a 4-mile run. And I've basically covered all of my leg problems through that. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm very paranoid right now. I had 0 leg problems today. And then, of course, the moment I start thinking about going out for a bike ride and preparing, my right leg is acting up. So we'll see. We might get in a 25 miler, or we might get 35 miler. I don't think we're going to do 50 miles today, but yeah, it's really nice not having my phone vibrate all over the place. That is definitely cool. But once again, I really don't have a way to film this as greatly as I would like to. So I should also mention it is very, very hot today. I think the heat index is going to be like 100, 105. So yeah, definitely hot. I think I just hit the dead zone. It's so weird to get here this quickly. Normally it takes me 12 minutes to get here when I run. I just got here in like 3 minutes, so that's cool. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of options when it comes to camera adjustments. It's either going to look like this or it's going to look like that. So I definitely need to get a better setup for my bike. And it is weird because normally I'm like running while I'm doing the live stream. And I almost feel like this is too easy. But yeah. Let me know if you guys are cyclists, runners. What are you guys into? You guys cycle on tracks, or do you cycle on roads? Some people cycle on sidewalks and pathways, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind that, but I don't know. Pathways are a little bit too constrained for me. So right now I have my right quad, inner quad. It's kind of talking to me a little bit right now. So I'm going to be hyper focused, hyper paranoid on my quads during this during this bike ride. I do not want them to lock up on me. I don't know if you've ever been out on the bike away from home and had an injury, but it's not fun. It's definitely not fun. Yeah, let me know what your longest miles on a bike is. What do you got? The longest I did was 55 miles. And I did it on a mountain bike with road tires on it. So it was pretty intense. It was definitely intense. We stopped a lot though, so that was good. But we were doing some pretty insane hills. And then on this bike, bike. The longest I've done is 5 miles. Sorry, 50 miles on this bike. That's what I was attempting the last time. I was doing a 50 miler, which I had already done twice. So it wasn't like, oh, 50 miles is too much. But yeah, got to 38 miles on the bike. Quad started screaming at me, locking up. Also, I just remembered that there's a lot more wind with cycling. So let me know if these earbuds are doing a good job of canceling out the wind. Whenever I record audio, I'm now remembering that the wind noise is terrible. So, yeah. Also, if you want stats on this ride, you have to look in the comment when I'm done. I'll put a link to Strava. There's no way to put stats up for you guys. I don't have a bike computer yet. I need to get a bike computer. Let me know if you know of a good bike computer. As I should mention, I'm riding on a specialized Allez. Is it called Allez? A-L-L-E-Z. I think that's one of the things loud. So you're like, yeah, let me know. Deadpool is? Yeah, I know who Deadpool is. Why? It's that actor, Ryan Reynolds. Wow, just hit a complete dead zone. It did a whole reconnecting. That is funny. We're going our first downhill, making our first left turn. Bike ride does not have hills. It's pretty. I'm lucky to have the 2 or 3 hills I have. It's terrible. Adjust my phone so it comes down a little bit more, but the way this mountain is set up, I can't get it all the way down. So you're going to get half me and half whatever is up above me. But yeah, I do a Gatorade powder. I just buy the cheapest Gatorade powder, so I'll do lemon lime. I should also mention that this bike is not the best at shifting. I don't know if you've ever been on a bike that doesn't shift perfectly, but it can be a little bit terrifying when you're going up hills, because if you pop a gear and you're standing wrong, you could hit your junk on the seat. Really get messed up. Bought this bike new, Specialized, and it came completely out of, it was not tuned up at all. I didn't do any tune up. They didn't even tell me how to do a tune up on it. They maybe put the tires on, got the chain on, and a couple other things, the handlebars, the seat. And I just expected that if you bought a $1,500 bike from a company, it's going to come ready to go. And so I actually called Specialized and I said, hey, this bike is jumping gears while I'm riding. And they're like, oh, we'll get you set up for a repair shop. And they told me the repair shop, and they said they were going to call me. They never called me. So shout out to Specialized. not the best. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, go take it into the shop. So I did. I took it into a bike shop, and they worked on it. And then, oh, that guy's driving fast. Okay. All right. They worked on it, and now it's still perfect in a different way. So they fixed the first problem. Just reconnected again. Major dead zones. This live streaming of this bike ride might not be the best. I'm out here on country roads right now. I don't know if there's any way to show you guys the road. And I'm not really a fan of taking my phone out of the mount while riding. I need to get one of those magnetic mounts, because I do want to be able to take my phone off one-handed. Super easy. Just go from there. Let me know if the wind noise is too bad right now, because I could imagine it's probably terrible. I also have no idea if it's going to make it. I'm running Strava in the background. I got my YouTube live going, so we'll see. I think I'm at 97%. If you ever see a cyclist on the road and you wave at them and they don't wave back, that's probably because they're looking at 1,000 other things other than inside your car, which oftentimes we cannot see. The reflection of the sun on the windshield will cause it so you just cannot see inside your car. So don't take it as a negative. It's not like we're saying, hey, F you, dude. It's like sometimes we're either laser focused or we're dying, just trying to survive. So also, big thumbs up to people out there that turn their flashers on, drive all the way around this in the other lane. That's awesome. That's how it should be. I do the same thing. And the funny thing is, I would guess that 100% of cyclists out there also drive in a car. So this funny thing of like the cars getting mad at cyclists is hilarious, because in an hour we may be in a car honking at you because you don't know how to drive. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so it is funny. I also think it's funny how some cyclists are not fans of runners, and some runners are not fans of cyclists. Shout out if you're the only reason I run is so I can ride a bike. It goes back and forth, cross training. I'm also trying to get into some yoga. I'm not sure if that's going to stick or not. There's just something about yoga that, I don't know, maybe I don't need it yet, but there's something about it that's just not intense. Maybe I need to do hot yoga. There's something about yoga that's not intense. There's no pre-workout, there's no recovery, no protein needed. It's one of those things where you can kind of stories on my bike ride. And I'm like, a part of me is wanting to sort of like utilize you guys as a little bit of an escape, so I don't have to think about my body as much. But another part of me is paranoid because I'm like, I can't have my legs locked up on me like before. So I'm not fully committed to the live stream, and I'm not fully committed to the oh, this is our second downhill, people. The first one was tiny, this one is medium. But if you have no hills, you have to take every hill as a gift and get in the position and take that downhill. Even if you look funny, you know, because you might look funny because it's not that big of a hill and you're getting full arrow, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so I've been cycling for 7 years now. I've always been interested in bikes, and I started off mountain biking, nothing too extreme. I bought my first mountain bike off of eBay back in 2005, Bigfoot 6. Went onto eBay, found this Diamondback mountain bike. It was like brand new. It was one of those bikes I later found out you could get Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't know if you guys have that in your area, but I later found out that I only probably saved maybe like $10 because I had to drive from Indiana down to Louisville, Kentucky to pick up the bike. And it was fun, you know, it was like a little couple-hour drive, a little bit of a road trip. So it was cool. But yeah, that was my first mountain bike purchase. I always had bikes before that, but they were never anything specific. They were always just random bikes. So got that thing, and I would go to different trails around Indiana mountain biking. There's a trail right by our house that towards the end of my mountain biking career, they got so good. Like, these were trails that if you rode on them and you didn't know what you were doing, you would probably get hurt because they were designed to like really all nervous. So I want to end the live stream. That's hilarious. Yeah, I should also mention that my tire pressure is 90 psi. Shout out if you're at 90 psi or not. I used to be 125 when I had really skinny tires. Now with this new bike, they're twice as wide, so I'm able to get more grip. Wow, that was a lot of stones up there. Wow, that was a lot of stones up there. Cut me off. I guess I'm learning how terrible T-Mobile is. T-Mobile is not the best. That was a pretty long dead zone. I don't know if you can hear my gears shifting weird, but I just skipped a gear and it did not feel good. So yeah, shout out if you're on T-Mobile or what. Your quads are feeling a little bit tight, just a little bit. I wish I could flip it where you could see the road in front of me. I need to figure out a better mounting system or something. I'm surrounded by cornfields right now and silos. Paint you guys a word picture. Cornfields on my right, silos on my left. Just imagine that. Pretty flat roads right now. We're going to go through a lot of flat roads for quite some time. I still don't know why that person asked me who Ryan Reynolds was. Or no, Deadpool. They said, "Who's Deadpool?" They never responded. They left me on red. Comment down below if the wind noise is terrible. I won't know until I'm done with the live stream, and then I'll find out. Yeah, my gears are shifting so bad right now. Almost like I've gotten to an accident. Even though I didn't, last time I rode the bike, I didn't fall over. I stopped and planted myself on the ground pretty extremely. Yeah, so I'm on day three of exercise. So I did a 4-mile run 3 days ago. I did a 30-minute spin bike yesterday. And then today, my mother-in-law said she wanted to come down and give me some time off from the kids. So she came down, and here I am out on the bike 3 days in a row. And I'm kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have been on the bike, the spin bike yesterday. Now I'm gonna have to shift my gears completely differently. This is getting very weird. I am now almost positive that my 5-year-old boy has been standing on the chair. I bet that's what's happened. I think he's been standing on the chair underneath my bike and turning the gears. That's got to be what happened, because I've done nothing to the bike, unless just riding it a lot can cause it to completely get out of whack. But yeah, that's weird. Normally I'll have like one gear that'll bounce back and forth, and usually it's just one, and I can manage that. Right now I'm having like multiple gears, different positions bounce around. So I'm wondering if he got back there and turned some of the gears, turned some of the finger crank things, but this is it's funny. You don't know how hot it is until you stop pedaling and you actually come to a full stop. That's usually when you can find out just how heavy it is. Heavy, how hot it is. Okay, come on, guys. Get your mind right, sir. Get your mind. Yeah, the quads are not terrible. They're decent. My right quad is definitely feeling a little bit tight. I do remember on the last bike ride a month ago, I remember my quads, before they fully locked up, they started to basically run out of power, and I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, oh, okay, quads run out of power. But looking back, I'm like, okay, there's definitely a thing that was possibly a warning sign. like stopping, but I do stop now just because I got a place that has a public bathroom and shaded, so it's kind of nice. I've always been one of those people that's just zero preparation, zero training, just get on the bike and go. Now as I get older, I'm starting to realize how to do some preparation, some training. I definitely do not cycle right. You're supposed to do a little bit more of like heavy, long mileage. You do a short ride. You're supposed to alternate, switch them up. I definitely don't do that. Body, whether you're running or cycling or doing anything. I'm also noticing I'm 31 minutes in and I feel like I'm 10 minutes in. I feel like I just got on the bike, which is so funny. Yeah, now I got soybean on the right and trees and houses on my left. Now we're a bunch of farmers over here in Indiana. It's either all farmland or they're selling the farmland and building houses. It's like that it's like that song, Paving Over Paradise, only we're paving over cornfields with houses. Which I don't think that's such a bad idea. I think what they need to do healthy performing, you need to do a reversal where they move all the houses to the farmland, rebuild of course, and then turn all the houses into farmland. I don't know if that soil subdivisions and malls and cities is any good, but it's a thought. We're already building so much in these farm fields, especially in Indiana. In a couple of years, definitely not going to be as much farmland here. Okay, now I'm starting to sweat. The sweat is building and it's starting to drip down. Usually it like comes onto my glasses first, which is super annoying. Gotta get your windshield wipers out. Ouch. Yeah, I cannot. I'm gonna hopefully adjust my system when I stop, because I'm not even able to get to a gear that's comfortable without it basically skipping to the next gear, which is terrible. Because my service is so bad that you guys are not even able to get a full live stream. I wonder if the service is cutting out so quickly. Yeah, T-Mobile is not the best. They definitely like to... They'll tell me I'm on 5G. Like right now it says I'm on 5G. It always says I'm on 5G. And I'm losing connectivity how am I on 5G? And then I'm dropping out. I don't know. Indiana's also really flat, so they put cell towers super low, which I'm like, okay, I get it. They want to get the signal to the phones the best, so if they can go low, they go low, because you can look at the towers here and you can see where there's like 4 more slots up above to either have 4 more whatever the 5G devices are on there, or you can have yeah, a lot less. So T-Mobile, come on, we do better. Shout out if you're on T-Mobile and if you turn off the 2G. I read an article that said turn off the 2G, so I did, and it made everything worse. So I don't know if there's ever going to be a fix for T-Mobile. I was on Sprint. That's how old I am. I was on Sprint, and then T-Mobile came in all pretty and pink and bought them out. And ever since they bought them out, it's just been not as good. Just not as good. Sprint wasn't the best to begin with. Everyone says AT&T and Verizon. Fucking people, man. Fucking people just going over the double yellow straight at you. I just had to the aggressive wave, and there was a minute there where I just thought I might have to go off the road. That person was staring at their phone, which is funny. I'm also staring at my phone, and I'm not veering off the road into oncoming traffic. It's because I got my phone on a mount. If you drive, definitely put your phone on a mount right underneath your rear view mirror. And that way, if you're texting, your eyes are going to go from the mirror to the road much quicker than your eyes are going to go from looking down at your lap and looking all the way back up. If you hold your phone in your lap while you drive, 2 things happen. 1, it's super dangerous, and 2, everyone knows you're texting. There's no other reason for you to be looking down at your crotch every 5 seconds. So if you think you're being suave and the cops aren't going to see you, they're going to see you because you're staring down at your lap instead of looking out the front windshield. Instead of your mirror, then you can look at it, and if the cop says anything, you say, hey, I was putting on my GPS, I was trying to navigate. They really can't say much other than, yeah, they really can't say much. So get yourself a mount in the car and safely text while you're driving. Or use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Just use the voice assistant and just talk through texting. And I do that sometimes. Sometimes it's annoying. But I have an older car. It's like a 2019 Chevy Traverse. And I just found out yesterday that when I go to text, voice to text, it actually will turn down the fan speed. So my fan speed was on 5 maximum. And I went to text and I was about to turn the fan speed down and I realized the car did it for me. As soon as I stopped texting, it went back up to 5. I was like, oh, that's pretty smart, because most of the time, phone call, texting someone, microphones have trouble hearing you, so I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out if you're voice to text. Also, let me know how to turn voice to text back on my Samsung phone, because my phone just got an update, S23 Ultra, and I no longer have a microphone option on my keyboard for regular texting. It's gone. I went through all the settings. I did everything I could to try to find where it is. And as far as I know, I'm pretty tech savvy too. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. I can't find it, so let me know if you know how to get that microphone back on. Also, if you are a cyclist, what do you take out with you? Do you take gels? Do you take gummies? Do you take water, Gatorade? What do you take out with you? Also, do you think a 50-mile ride is a lot or a little bit? Because I go back and forth. Some people go out, they're hitting up 100-mile bike rides, and I've never done a 100-mile bike ride in my life. But other people go out for like 25-mile bike rides and they think that's a lot. I tell my wife I go on a 50-mile bike ride. She thinks that's a lot. But I don't know. I don't know what the marathon version of cycling is. I think it's 100 miles. I think if you go out for a 100-miler, it's equivalent to marathon. 6.4 miles, I think it is. All right, we're coming up on our third downhill, which is the biggest of the three, and one of the last downhills. Also, shout out if you know how to find hills. I do not know how to find hills. I think you can do it on Google Maps. But I have yet to find. Also, you can do this. That's about all I can do for adjustments. All right, let's get aero. Shower. Oh wow, I got 3 likes. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the likes. That's awesome. Once again, I didn't do any homework on live streaming while cycling, so I'm basically winging it, just like I do everything else in life, and we'll see. We'll see if this works as a way to live stream. I just don't like the idea of live streaming at home. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. My kids are usually pretty loud. Well, mainly in the summertime. My kids get really loud. I forgot the microphones are on. I'm like smacking my lips like crazy. I know people hate that. Sorry. Yeah, I also love this route because there's hardly any cars, especially on a Sunday. But I also occasionally will see like a Peloton come flying by, and I'm like, why is everyone going the opposite direction I'm going? My loops that I make, the routes, they always seem to be going the opposite direction than everyone else. So, also, shout out to people that like to ride Pelotons. It's pretty awesome. I've only ever been in a 4-pack. We were not tight. We were not tight. I did get to a point where I was able to get my front tire very close to another person's front of their front tire. I'm talking like an inch away. Lucas. Oh, hey, Lucas. That's a killer name. You have a great name. When I was growing up, there was only one other Lucas, and he looked very similar to me. And I met a lot of people when I was young, and I never met a single other kid named Lucas besides that kid until I moved to Indiana. And Lucas Oil is prominent here. If you don't know what Lucas Oil is, they make like all kinds of stuff for cars. And obviously they make oil. So moving to Indiana, I met a lot more people named Lucas, especially right now. It seems to be a very popular name. And it's funny when, was your nickname growing up Luke? My nickname growing up was Luke. I remember this one girl said, your name's Lucas, Lucas. Why do you spell your nickname Luke? She's like, it should be Luce. And I was like, I did not pick my nickname. I did not pick the spelling of it. Everyone else did it for me. Everyone just Luke immediately. I remember in high school, in elementary school, my bike is, I think I got it for $1,300. It's a Specialized Les, A-L-L-E-Z. Pretty sure that's how you say it. I've since found out that it's actually a good, cheap bike. So it's like one of the better, cheaper bikes. And $1,300 may not sound cheap, but most good bikes start around $2,000 and up. So you're probably gonna get a good bike right now for $2,500 that is gonna function in all the ways. This bike, you got yours for $500 so you're in, I can barely see your flag on my phone. Yeah, my first cycling bike I got off Amazon for $600. I think it was $600 even. I got my bike for $600. Got my bike for $600, and I rode that thing for just about 7 years. And last year I was cycling with my uncle, and he was telling me that a bike should fit body a certain way. The way that your knees and your toes line up when you're pedaling will show you that your bike is properly fit. Turns out for 7 years I was riding a bike that was too big for me. So I was riding a 56 and I needed a 54. Even this 54 is probably a little bit too big. If I could go down a quarter of a size, that might have been good. But this one, when I look down at my knees, tracking my toes, the way my body rides on it, it definitely fits my body. So this is my second cycling bike, and I love an incremental upgrade. I know a lot of rich people out there, they don't know what that means. A lot of wealthy people just simply go out and buy the best bike, and then they'll just keep buying the best bike, and that's cool. But when you're a poor kid like I am, I can't get over that like poor man mentality. And I'm still pretty poor. I don't have a lot of money, yeah. So I love buying a bike, buying something that's going to work for me, knowing that I can upgrade it in a couple of years for something that's much better and still not break the bank. So if you start off with a $600 cycling bike, that's fine. Do it. maybe ride it for a year, save up, sell it, buy $1,000 bike. Just work your way up if you can't afford the best bike out there. Because the thing that I learned about that $600 bike, it was great. Diamondback really knows how to make a bike that functions in a lot of ways. If it wasn't too big for me, I probably would still have it right now. So definitely keep that in mind when you're getting into cycling. You don't have to spend $1,500 to start off. I have to go. Okay, bye. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, thanks for stopping by the live chat. Live chat? It's not live chat. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, now my left quad is starting to act a little bit. The blessing right now is that so far I do not have, knock on wood, I don't even want to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to jinx myself. The quads are tight, but they're not painful. They're feeling okay. I can't believe we're 52 minutes in. This is crazy. It definitely helps when you have other people coming along the ride with you, even if it's virtual. It's definitely helping. We're about to pass the llamas. Inside, got a white one to take. There's a bunny. Animal sanctuary right there. That's cool. Just got to by that. Yeah, I'm being super cautious about my legs. Also going into some headwinds. Indiana's funny because you could be riding and thinking you're getting into headwinds, and in all reality, I thought I was going into a dead zone right there. But yeah, Indiana's funny because you could be cycling along and you're like, man, I'm getting a intense headwind. And then you look over at the grass or the soybean, or you look at the trees and you realize they're not moving. That's because you hit a thick, dense bit of humidity. You're actually pedaling through thick air. So, if you don't know what humidity is, you don't know what I mean when I say thick, heavy air. Thick, heavy air. It's kind of hard to say. Yeah. Alright, we're coming up on the halfway point up here, people. I will stop. I will assess the legs. Like I said, I don't normally stop, but as I'm getting older, I'm like, okay, we'll do a stop. We'll assess the legs. The only problem is I only have one way to go. One way to go. And that's, at this point, I only have one way to go. That's 35 miler. So I've gone too far. So now my least I'll be out here is 35 miles. If I want to, I could go for a 42 miler. And if I was really crazy, I could push it to a 50 miler. But I'm not going to do that because I'm going to respect the body. I'm just going to do a 35 miler. pray to the leg gods that I make it, because there's no way I'm calling my mother-in-law and telling her to put the baby and my 2 kids in its purse and then drive it pick me up. There's no way. I would rather walk than do that. I don't know about you, but I usually have a mental ability to foresee the future. Okay, that was the first. I'm going to paint you guys another word picture. I just saw a minivan on the side of the road. 2 guys were pushing. I knew they were pouring gas in the gas tank, but listen to how they were doing it. They had a water bottle that they cut into a funnel. Then they had a gallon of milk, a milk jug full of gasoline, and they were pouring it into that minivan. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Okay, my left leg, left quad is definitely getting tight, kind of all over. My right quad is also getting tight. So, this stop up here is going to be important. Also, I can show you guys the bike. I'm going to take a look at the bike. I went with a very bright colored bike, and I chose to make the rest of me solid black. So I went black on black on black for my whole attire, and then my bike is as bright as possible. Yeah, I can see the shade. I can see the bathroom. It's literally right there. I just have to cross an intersection to get there, which is never fun. Luckily, there's a guy in front of me. I think he's going to go straight, which means it should trigger the light. I should be able to go straight safely. Yes, this is a blessing, people. You have no idea. I'll show you guys when I get there what I'm talking about. You have no idea. The light's literally going to turn green as I'm pulling up, which is a total blessing. Of course, it's Sunday. Okay, it's not turning green. It's not turning green at all. I was wrong. Okay, I could have waited there, but instead, I'm going to loop around. Sketch, but whatever. Sometimes you got to be a little bit sketch on your bike just to feel alive. All right. Oh God, adjust the gears. Yeah, I'm also going to adjust the gears when I get to halfway point. I also have to keep telling myself, do not crank the legs on takeoff. I'm one of those people that loves to sprint. I will often crank my legs hard and basically burn them out completely. All right. Wow, that's funny. We're exactly 1 hour into this ride. I was gonna go to the bathroom over there. I don't know if you could see. Where are they? We're right over there. We got some homeless people. That's no fun. All right. Also, shout out if you're one to sit during your bike rides. I'm not one to sit. Maybe I should. But I always just stand with the bike. All right, let's take a look at the bike. Show you guys what I got. All right, there it is right there. I love this color. I think it's called turquoise. Some people call it blue. I don't know. I think it's turquoise. But love the look. Definitely has all the features of a more expensive bike, just without the price tag. There's the name of it, Alez. There's my mount right there. This is not the best mount. This company right here actually sent me that mount last year. I like it because you can just thread this on with your hands. There's no tools required, and it actually stays put. It doesn't move at all. As you noticed, we weren't on the smoothest roads. But yeah, I got my 2 water bottles right there. This one is not insulated. So this is my warm water. This gets very warm. I have to take this now because I'm paranoid that I'm going to get dehydrated. This is my insulated water. This thing does not insulate. That's the company right there. Shout out to the insulating water. It stays room temperature, so I think it doesn't get hotter than like 72 degrees probably. There's my light on the back. I just noticed it's off a little bit. Let me straighten it out. There's my light. I used to have 2 of those, but I got a new bike, so I have the other one on my old bike. So there's the bike setup. There's I don't know if that is a working train. There's a train right there. A bridge, I should say. But yeah, this is my tree. It's very small, but I'm shaded. All right, let's talk about the quads. Quads are feeling good, people. I'm feeling strong. 35 miles. I think it's going to be a-okay. These are my gloves. All right, that's my heart rate monitor. I got the heart rate monitor with my Beachbody spin bike. They gave it to me for free, and it's pretty cool because you can pair it up with Strava. So I'm like, that's a win-win. Yeah, I also do a Cliff Bar. So got the Cliff Bar. I used to do my Cliff Bars while I ride, but now since I'm stopping anyways, I'm like, I'm just gonna do it while I'm stopping. I'm gonna put the phone back in the mount. There we go. I don't know if I'm still on full service right now or not, but you guys keep dropping in and out. I'm just gonna assume this is a partial dead zone. I always do the peanut butter Cliff Bars. Shout out if you like the peanut butter ones or not. I get these things from Amazon, and sometimes I think they taste like chemicals. Shout out if you're also like that. Some of these things sometimes are great. Dude, I think those homeless people are vaping over there. I can smell it. Yeah, something smells funny. Maybe it's my helmet. I don't know. Something smells interesting. Definitely not sponsored by Cliff. I wish I was. You guys have seen enough of my face. Let's go ahead and check our surroundings real quick. So we're going to be going over that railroad track. That's how we keep going on our 35 miler. You can also rent bikes here, which is kind of funny. Either those are all rented or those have all been stolen. I don't know. I don't know what this area is like. I think it's up and coming. A lot of Indiana is hit or miss. Some areas are super nice. Some areas used to be super nice. So, all right, I'm saving that much. I'm not feeling like I need it all right now. That's going in the pouch. I should also mention, I ride with no tools, people. You see that? There's no tools on there. There's no tools anywhere on that bike. Don't do that. If you go off for a bike ride, you should definitely have at least an Allen wrench. All right, we're going for water now. I used to crave water on my bike rides. And then ever since I started putting pre-workout in my Gatorade, so I have pre-workout in here, just a small amount. Ever since I started doing that, it's a night and day difference. I feel way more hydrated during my rides. Okay, I just scooted the mount over a little bit. All right. That's not going to do any difference, but in my mind, I was saying if I scoot the mount over literally the tiniest bit, I thought I was going to be able to get my phone down a little bit more, but no. The scary thing is, last time I was on this bike ride, I stopped here and my legs did not feel bad at all. And then they ended up locking up on me. But that was mile 40, no, that was mile like 38. So I'll be home at 35 miles. So let's go, people. Wish me luck. We're gonna pray to the leg gods. Oh, here we go, people. All right, slow and steady. Not break the legs. Yeah, we have to go off-road because normally I would stop back there by the bathrooms, but I'm pretty sure those people were living in that bathroom and they did not look very happy. So I opted to not go and hang out with the homeless. Not to say that that's something that everyone should do. I think there's some great homeless people out there. But those guys look like they're interested in some other kind of fun that is of the illegal type, if you know what I'm saying. They looked a little twitchy. I mean, I used to partake in that, not the twitching kind, but I used to partake in the smoking and drinking type. Definitely down Sweet Mary J back in the day. Alright, legs are feeling solid. Let me check my battery percentage. 70%, that's not bad. That's not bad. We started off at 100%. Was left open. I was gonna have to call my mother-in-law and tell her to shut the fridge, but she shut it. Shout out if you have a smart fridge. That's the only thing my fridge does that's smart, is it tells me when one of the doors is left open, which is really cool. I like that a lot. Which is kind of funny because the Samsung smoked refrigerator can actually leave the doors open super easily because they don't like to shut without a little bit of force. So if you just softly close them, you'll hear the alarm go off, Shut the fridge. So they're good about that. Shout out if you have kids. I got 3 kids. I got a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, 11-month-old. Boy, girl, boy. Yeah, my mental game is pretty good right now. Feeling pretty solid. My headspace is good. Not as worried. You guys are definitely helping me not focus as much. Also, I don't know if you noticed or if you heard, I'm on 70% battery life. So that's pretty good. My screen's been on. My Strava's been running. My earbuds are Bluetoothed. And we've only used up 30% battery in the past hour and 12 minutes. So that's awesome. We got a tiny bit of shade. Oh. This road's a little sketchy. When it's a weekday, because people think it's an interstate, so they're gunning it down this road. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a 40-mile-an-hour road, people. But whenever you have fast food at one end of the road, you've got people gunning it from the other end around noon. They're like, I've got to get to my fast food. I will kill a cyclist. I don't care. I gotta get my nugs. Nah, I kid. Fast food is good. We all love it. If we didn't love it, it wouldn't exist. I like taking my kids to the McDonald's because it has a play place. That play place is like a gateway drug. I swear. I told my wife, I said, I will never take my kids to fast food. They will never get a taste of that devil. And then as soon as I realized that it's raining or it's cold and they can't play in the parks outside, boom, we're going to McDonald's. We're playing inside. But luckily, they only eat French fries, so that's good. Because they're so picky, they won't even eat chicken nugs. You're like, how do you not like the nugs? The dinosaur. Kids only like the dinosaur nugs. Yeah, that was a good stopping point. Good halfway point, roughly. Now we have another, we have 18 miles to go. So this is good. This is good. And I tell you, I was nervous to start this ride. I was so nervous. I literally was almost shaking because that last ride, being stranded on the side of the road and having to call my wife, that was terrifying. I was like, this is horrible. Luckily, I wasn't in any kind of active pain, so that was good. And I was only a couple miles from home, which is what they always say. You always crash when you're a couple miles from your house. I didn't physically crash, but my muscles crashed. Yeah, shout out if you're a cyclist, let me know. Or if you're an aspiring cyclist. Or if you're a runner. Or an aspiring runner. Also, let me know if this audio sounds terrible. No one has said anything yet. Oh yeah, I should mention these are Jabra earbuds. These are only Breeze going left up here. This is going to determine whether, no, this is the defining turn to the 35 miler. If I went straight over this hill, I would be at a minimum of 42 miles to get home. But because I'm going left, this is me respecting the body and accepting that I will not be a hero today. I will not do the 42 miler. I do not want to do anything to harm my legs and make sure that they're strong. I want to be the best I can be for my legs. Oh man. Yeah, if you don't know, if you're watching and you're like, why is this guy talking about their legs? Well, long story short, I self-diagnosed as lactose intolerant, which is a bad thing. Definitely should not do that. And in doing that, I ended up getting a non-diagnosed calcium deficiency. And basically, the end result was my quads locked up on me 1 month ago, the 23rd of August. And it took a full month of no cycling, no working out, and taking a bunch of calcium supplements and drinking a lot of milk and eating a lot of dairy to get my legs back to the point where they are now, where I can ride 35 miles without being super scared. Another word picture. This is Interstate 74 over here. So if you look at a map, look up Indiana, Interstate 74, you'll see where I am on the side of it. It's not that long of a highway. Interstate, or whatever you want to call it. So if it's loud right now, it's because of that. If I was doing the 42 miler, I would keep going out to my right where there's no interstate, and then I basically would loop around and come back over the interstate. So my ride usually is going over a bridge over the interstate and then taking the bridge back over the interstate. I watched a guy on YouTube, Bunt Kalui. He was riding a Vespa from Europe to Italy. I think that's what it was. And he was in the Swiss Alps, and I was so jealous. My landscape is so boring. It's so flat. I mean, maybe it's so flat that to some people that would be interesting, but it's crazy flat here. I was in, I think it was New Mexico, maybe it was Arizona, and I was really surprised at how flat that was, even more flat than here. The only difference is, instead of seeing a farmer's field, you would just see dust, and at the end of that dust was a mountain. Pretty much always you would see a mountain. We don't have any mountains in Indiana. I don't know why we can't just get a bunch of soil and make a man-made mountain. That'd be kind of cool. It would probably get snow on it if we put it further enough north, and then you could put some ski slopes and have a little ski lodge. I don't know. I remember when we moved from California to Indiana, I was like, oh, it snows there, right? My mom was like, yeah. I was like, okay, so I can snowboard. No. I said, you gotta be kidding me. There's gotta be some hill, some small mountain, go down. He's like, no, there's not. It's really flat. And I was like, well, let's see about that. And then we got here, and I was like, oh yeah, it's flat. Not only is Indiana flat, but everywhere you go pretty much looks go east, it's going to look very similar. If I go west, it's going to look very similar. And if I go far enough south, guess what? Yeah, similar. So there is this weird feeling in Indiana that it's all the same. It's all the same. But 3 hours drive, I'm at the Great Lakes, Michigan. 3 to 4 hour drive, I'm in Chicago. 2 hour drive. I think it's about a 2 hour drive. I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. 3.5 hour drive. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. 3 hour drive. I'm in Ohio. So Indiana is small. It's all the same, but we have access to a lot of places in a very short amount of time. So if you utilize Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, and Kentucky, then you can see some stuff. It's pretty cool. But if you just stick with the area around you, yeah, it could definitely get a little bit boring. We also have a place called Nashville, Indiana. Not Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville, Indiana is pretty cool. It has a lot of hills. You can do a lot of bike rides there. I'm gonna have to focus a little bit because this is where I may have to spin and do some circles. Although it is Sunday, so there's probably a lot less traffic, but it's basically a one stop sign for me. Hey, we got it. Yeah. Woo! This is like the worst part of the whole ride right here. It's so choppy and bumpy. Okay, now we're definitely in headwinds. Definitely. Yeah, it's funny. This is where I used to come when I first started cycling over here. This road right here. I used to cycle up this road. I would turn around at the casino down there, and then I would come back down this road. And it's a good road, just a lot of cars. You have like a clean 3-foot shoulder, sometimes 2 foot, but you get that clean shoulder with that smooth road, cars. So a lot of cars passing you. And I don't mind cars passing me, but as I try to go for more miles, and as I get older, I'm like, you know what? Let's not have the risk of falling into a semi while you're cycling. So I try to avoid these kind of roads where you'll find dump trucks and semis and whatnot just chilling on them. Yeah, I need to get a mount that allows me to in the middle of my handlebars, basically. Right now my phone is on the right side of my handlebars, and I'm now realizing that and I'm always off center to the left. So I think if I got a mount that went in the middle of my handlebars, I could tip it back a little bit so you guys could possibly see more what's going on. Some people love to get really close to you when you're cycling with their cars. And the scary part is when you realize they didn't do it on purpose. That's when you're like, oh God, I was close to getting nicked on that one. Yeah, we're coming up on an hour and a half right now. That's pretty crazy. I don't know how YouTube does it. I don't know if they give you rewards for how long the live stream for, or give you anything. I wish they would gamify the live streaming a little bit. Give you incentives or something. I don't know. Give you achievements, rewards. Oh, this guy streamed 5 days in a row. Actually, you know what? You should just straight up make YouTube gamified. So if you upload 5 days in a row, you get a bonus. That would be dope. That would be dope. I mean, upload, there'd have to be some more caveats than that, but that would be pretty cool. Upload, you get a bonus, or an achievement unlocked. I wonder if that's what other streaming platforms are doing, like Twitch or something. I wonder if Twitch gives you more gamified content. Content? No. I don't know what I'm saying. Also, comment if it's too windy. I'm passing by a swamp right now. The only good thing about living in Indiana is if you pass by a swamp, almost 100% chance there's no alligators in there. Occasionally, you might have an alligator living in a swamp, only because someone has lost an alligator. But same Florida, and I'm blessed. I'm not a fan of alligators, crocodiles. I know crocodiles are in the U.S. You know, that's a thing. Alright, we're almost off this road. It's a smooth road. A little bit of rocks here or there. A lot of cars. It's not bad, but I am getting headwinds aggressively. I wonder how long this is going to take to upload. YouTube always takes, for a 30-minute live stream, it takes like a full 12 hours to upload. It'll say it's uploading for like the rest of the day. And it won't even show me a progress bar. The progress bar will be empty. And then the next morning I'll wake up and it'll say standard definition instead of uploading. Which is also funny, this is only streaming, I guess, in standard definition. I have no way of changing that to anything other than standard. I did listen to the run back. I went on a run 2 days ago. I have my earbuds as the microphone, so I listened to that run. And I think it sounded better. I think it did. I definitely missed having you guys be able to hear the mileage that I was running and all the stats. But my phone is not the best at blocking wind noise, so I know these earbuds are definitely doing somewhat of a good job blocking the wind noise. All right, I think I'm gonna go into my gummies. I snagged my daughter's favorite gummies. Shout out if you eat all of these at once, like my daughter does. She literally will just eat the entire bag all at once. And I've never done that in front of her. I do it sometimes. I've never done that in front of her, so I don't know where she got it from. She just thought, this is how you eat gummies. She doesn't really have that big of a mouth, so it's kind of funny to watch her slowly chomp down on the gummies. Also, I've these bags sometimes and then rip perfectly other times. I don't understand it. Some of these will have an easy tear and you're like, that is not easy tearing. Yeah, this is bananas. Shit. That was all of them. Shout out to my daughter for teaching me that. That might have been a bad idea. That's a lot of gummies. Yeah, shout out if you're one of those cyclists that will go right into the middle of the road. If you're on a road that's full of potholes and super choppy, or do you just stick with it? You just ride out the bumps, just live in it. I see some cyclists just riding through the bumpy roads, and I'm just like, I'm going out. If I have to go out to the middle of my road and not have any bumps, then that's what I'm going to do. And I always look back though. I'm always looking back, making sure. Also, shout out if you have a rear view mirror on your helmet or on your bike. I don't have either. I just do the turn. Oh look, there's a car. And then I get over. I always try to be respectful, but not too respectful, you know? If I'm getting beaten up by the road, not even move over, you better believe it, I'm moving over. All right, I just looked, we just hit the 25 mile mark. We've got 10 more miles to go. I don't know why I thought I had less than 10. But yeah, I'm hoping that I was wrong and this is a 32 miler, not a straight up 35, because I would like to get home sooner than later. Also, shout out if you're one of those people that when you're exercising, all you're doing is thinking about food. That's all I'm doing right now, just thinking about food. I'm thinking about what yummy thing I can eat. And I love to eat, man. I like to eat. And I was talking to my brother, my oldest brother. I was talking about eating and then feeling guilty, doing something and then feeling guilty. And I was like, I'm getting annoyed with all this guilt. And my older brother said, well, guilt is a form of depression. And I said, what? guilt is a form of depression? And he's like, yeah, so if you're feeling guilty, you're actually feeling depressed. And I was like, well, I don't like the idea of feeling depressed. I try to live my life as happy and cheerful as possible. So I Googled it, and sure enough, 100% right, guilt is a form of depression. And that was a moment when I said, okay, if I'm feeling guilty for eating half a bag of chips, then that means I'm feeling depressed that I'm eating half a bag of chips. And my brother said, just tell yourself it's not that big of a deal. And I said, you know what? That's a good way of looking at it. So sometimes I can do that. I just tell myself, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. And lately I'm having to tell myself that more and more, because I think our society right now has us all locked into a crazy guilt trip. We're all guilty. We're all telling ourselves we're guilty. And I think instead of feeling guilty, we need to start feeling fulfilled. And I think the only way to feel fulfilled is you have to feel like your life is balanced. Having a balanced life is not simple. I think anyone who has a balanced life, that's amazing. That's fucking amazing. Like, my life is fairly balanced right now, but it is hard because I like to laser focus and I like to get tunnel vision. But if you're doing that, you're not going to be able to do everything. You can't do it all. And a balanced life, as far as I know, is you're doing maybe 80% of each thing, but you're still leaving something on the table because you have to get to the next thing. So a balanced life is something that I've been seeking for the past 3 years. So we'll see. Alright, I ate those gummies, and either my quads are feeling the benefits of that sugar, or they're feeling a little bit off. So they're getting a little tight, they're getting a little strange. I'm having flashbacks to when I was on my last bike ride a month ago. I had eaten those gummies a little while before my legs spazzed up on me. Alright, hour and 40 minutes. Got this hour and 40 minutes. 57% battery life. That's not bad. I'm also noticing that this road I'm on, that I've been on plenty of times, I'm seeing a little bit of a hill. It's got a little bit of a gradient to it. Yeah, I kind of wish I had set my Fitbit before this bike ride, because then I could just be looking at my watch while I'm riding. Because if I switch over to Strava, it pauses the live stream and has to reconnect. It's super annoying. You also can't split screen Tube Live with Strava. That would be dope. right now because this is right around the time my last ride, my legs started having problems. So I'm slightly hyper-focusing on my legs. They're definitely feeling good, but a little bit strange. A little bit strange. Yeah, shout out if you ride your bike straight from your house. If you get in a car and drive somewhere. I just got out on the bike from the garage. Just started riding. It took me 2 years to figure out how to get a solid loop. I spent a whole year basically trying. Drinking some water right now. A little bit paranoid about my legs. Yeah, the only problem with no hills is that your legs never stop spinning. You're basically spinning. Like I could potentially be spinning my legs, and I used to do this for 2.5 hours. No stopping, spinning the entire time. It's down the hill, up the hill. Because my hills here are not that big, so it's not like I can max out my tunneling. Back when I was going for speed, I hit an average of 20 miles per hour as an average. That was like an hour and 20-minute bike ride. I think it was like 22 miles, 22 or 25 miles. So it was a quick sprint, basically. And I would never stop spinning the legs. And that ride had, for every slight hill, they had a downhill. So it was like well balanced. I think there was only one hill you'd go up, but you wouldn't actually get back. So, no, I'm wrong. You did get it back, not fully. All right. Right now my average is from Indiana. I mean, I lived in California until I was 17. I moved here, but so if I sound Californian, that's probably why. But I might not, I don't know. I hope to sound like a regular bearded man. My average right now, I'm gonna guess, is between 15 and 17 miles per hour. It could be faster, but I'm being conservative because whenever I do my live streams while I work out, or run, I tend to go a little bit slower. So my screen is definitely looking darker. That's weird. My screen is darker. Huh. Oh, it's a shadow. under a cloud, people. It's hilarious. The screen got really dark. As we're under that cloud. Yeah, shout out what your average is on your cycling if you're a cyclist. I think if you have a lot of hills, your average is going to change. So if you're climbing big mountains, you're obviously not going to have an average other than the fact that when you go down that mountain, we have a hill around here in Indiana. We have a hill that I hit 30, just about 30 miles an hour, maybe a little bit more, maybe 38 miles an hour. But that's from Strava telling me I hit 30 some odd miles per hour. It's not from any kind of bike computer, so I don't know. Yeah, the other thing is if you don't have a hill to climb, you're not standing up. So you're also sitting down. So when you ride on flatland, you're going to be seated for time unless you just pick and choose. Alright, I guess it disconnected again. Let me know if it disconnects. Do you have to reconnect? Or does it auto reconnect you back to me? Are you getting auto reconnected? Or you have to actually click to connect? See why a lot of streamers have two. I should get one of those hotspots and just carry it with me. Maybe turn on my Xfinity Wi-Fi. Maybe I should do that. See if I get better service. Okay, just hit the 29 mile mark. We're probably at 30 miles right now. My legs are definitely feeling, my quads are feeling a little bit sore, but nothing too terrible. Thankfully, I only have 5 miles left to go, so that's good. Yeah, just thinking about food. Just thinking about food. I don't know what food I want, but I'm thinking about food. I'm definitely hungry. I did have some tortellinis for lunch, which is funny. I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely those people that eat meat, that meat protein diet. All right, slightly busy road. Take a look. Go. Well, sometimes it's busy. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely one of those people. If I don't have meat protein in the day, my body just freaks out with me. It acts like it's not had any food, which is so funny. Oh, I totally forgot to check my gears. I needed to check my gears. All right, we got one little downhill. Let's take it. Here we go. Down, down, down. Now my screen is completely acting up. That is hilarious. Too much sodium and potassium, whatever else is in sweat, has completely locked up my screen. I only ever ride on the wrong side of the road on one road, and that's because one side of the road is smooth and the other side of the road is terrible. So I go on the wrong side of the road on purpose. You know what? I totally forgot my banana. That's crazy. I always bring a banana on my bike ride. Alright, we're going for our second bag of gummies. We brought 2 bags of gummies on this one. Let's see if I can rip it open like a champion. Yes, I did. Oh no, only half seed. Ah, that's terrible. Alright, I guess we'll just take it 2 at a time. Gotta get back over before I get run over. What is 32 degrees Celsius, people? My Fitbit thinks I'm European. Not on the metric. Alright, we're going downhill. Let's do this thing, people. Started. So now the rest of the ride is the same road to all the way home. Which I don't mind going this way because they just redid this road right here that I'm on. It's butter smooth. It used to be super, super bad. And then they upgraded it. And this was the worst road on my entire ride. I absolutely hate it, but they don't feel scary tight, so that's good. muted? How many of you guys got this muted? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're now an hour and 38 minutes in. Should be around 32 miles right now, of the 35 miles. So we had options. I could have done a 42 miler or a 50 miler, and I think I chose the right amount of miles for these legs because they're definitely feeling a little bit weird, but they're not feeling dangerous, so that's good. I think that if I had gone any longer, especially this heat, so it's 32 degrees Celsius, which I don't know how much that is in Fahrenheit. I think it's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's supposed to be over 100 in Indiana today. And if you know anything about the United States, 3 o'clock is the hottest point, 3 p.m. is the hottest point in the Midwest. Now, if you're in the West, noon, high noon, that's when the sun is in the middle of the sky, hottest point of the day. Indiana, we've got a time change. The sun hits the peak at 3. So growing up in California, when it hit high noon, we were always dying. It was so hot. Here it's 3 o'clock. It's the hottest, so it's definitely toasty right now. Definitely toasty. Everything's warm. Warm Gatorade, warm water, warm gummies. One benefit of riding in the heat is your seat cushion and your pants pad, they like gel together as one. It becomes like one perfect marriage. So for me personally, I don't ever have problems with that, which is great. But when it gets cold, it's like you're sitting on 2 pieces of concrete. It's really terrible. So I definitely cherish these hot rides because it's just perfect. And really, if you're going out and it's not over 70 degrees, then for you people. Life. Right on. Ah, I feel that adrenaline. I'll tell you what, the scariest dogs are the ones that don't make a sound when you're chasing you. If a dog is chasing you without barking, that's scary, people. That is scary. That means that dog absolutely means business. That dog is coming for you and is trying to get you as bad as possible. I feel sorry for anyone running by that house. I'm actually going to put that onto next door. Try to pin that house and say, watch out for a loose dog. There's normally not loose dogs around here, and a loose dog could be the coolest dog in the world, or it could try to rip your ankle apart, you know? So you don't really want to hang around a loose dog who's shout out if your toes ever just start burning while you're cycling. My right toes, I don't know why, literally just start burning as I'm coming up to the end of my rides. It's crazy. Crazy people. And sometimes I'll pull up with my toe to try to raise them up. It doesn't really help. There's some kind of like throbbing going on. I don't know if it's my shoes or narrow. My right toes just keep hitting. But it's always like the last mile or two start burning. Just tingling and crazy. So wow, we are so close. We are so close. Yeah, the only other time I had an accident on the bike, it was kind of funny because I was cycling on a road I had been on so many times, and I was paying attention to my phone, I was listening to a podcast, and my front tire went off the road on a country road, and my instinct was to just turn the tire towards the road to get back on like you would on a mountain bike. What that did is it caused me to slip out, and I slipped out and basically just fell straight over onto my elbow, hip, wrist, and I somehow popped out of my cycling shoes, popped out of the pedals, and I was able to stand up, pick my bike up, and then a second later a car swerved around me, and I said, okay, that could have been it. Because if I had fallen and not gotten up as quickly, that could have been really bad. So if you ever go off the road, just keep going off. Do not try to get back on, especially on country roads with no shoulders, nothing. It's a drop, and it was funny because it was a drop off, and I could have just gone down the little hill and I would have been fine. But sometimes you have to learn by smacking into the asphalt. That's what it is. So, all right, we're coming around the bend. Fastest part up we go. Sometimes I'm nice on my bike, and other times I'm like, no, you're gonna wait. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be a little bit of a dick. I will apologize. I am not stopping right now. I'm so close to home. Wow, I feel like I just robbed a bank or something. That is incredible. That guy survived. But you never know. You go out and you think you're 100%, you think you healed. Boom, you have the problem happen all over again. We survived the legs. We survived the bike not shifting right the entire time. Absolutely amazing, people. Woo. All right, I'm cooked. I am cooked, people. It is so hot. Holy moly. Wow. That is no joke. It's probably, I think the heat index right now is 100. And that's being conservative. It's probably hotter than that. All right. Okay. Oh, I'm fried. I am fried. Let me show you how I get my bikes up. I do that sort of thing. That's my old bike right there. I put my other bike basically right up there. I was gonna raise and lower them with the strap, but I realized that that's so much work, and I could just pick up the seat, pick up the handlebars, and take it down myself, and then put it right back on to the hook. So I'm probably gonna get rid of all those straps up there, all that rope. I'm probably gonna get rid of that and just literally pick the bike up and put it onto the hooks. That's the best way to do it. This rope thing is great if you have a really heavy bike, but for my bike, these things don't weigh anything. My kid can pick them up. So, all right, very, very hot, super, super hot. I'm gonna get that bike adjusted. So the next ride, I'm not complaining about that. My legs are super solid. I feel awesome. Thank you guys for coming along for the live stream. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.